Hi, and in this video I'm just going to show the fast tab. So first off we'll just run the script, which will create the character node for us, and the fast tab was added in contingency, which means it wasn't part of the initial proposal. The proposal was just to create these preset limbs that the user can then stitch together, but through user testing and using this window myself, it became quite obvious that creating these separate limbs all the time can be quite time consuming. So if you create a human character or a dog or a horse, it can be quite time consuming creating the spine, putting the spine preset to human, creating the legs, putting that to human, and so on. So the fast tab is just a quick way of doing the same method of generating all these limbs, but it generates them for you, places them for you, and connects them together for you. So to start off, we'll just go in here, we'll just click human, and all we need to do is it'll tell us what type limbs they are. So it's the spine, head, arms, and legs. For ones that do have a joint count, we can input a joint count, and this is limited to 5, as the spine procedure and neck procedure require it to be above 5. So we just input the joint counts, the joint name, and I'm just going to add a human to the end of each of these, and then all we do is click generate, and there's a loading box just to say it's generating these limbs. Mine hasn't crashed, because as we start to generate lots of these limbs, sort of like a hexapod, it's got like 6 or 7 or 8 limbs, so generating them at the same time can take a couple of seconds, which might cause the user to worry that mine's crashed. So just having that loading bar just tells the user it's actually progressing through generating those limbs. So what we've actually got here is we've now got the human preset. What this does is, in all the other tabs, it's now created these limbs. So we've got the back human. We can now use all these limbs with this human preset. So if we wanted to, we could change his head, his arms, his legs. We could use all these different controls in here to mirror it again, or we could actually delete some of these limbs. So like if we wanted a human but we didn't want the arms, we can go ahead and do that. I'll just undo that there. And again, if we do undo things, we can keep clicking that refresh to just refresh it. And another advantage is it connects it up for you. So this human preset knows you want the spine, or the legs connected to the spine. You want the head and the arms connected to the spine. We can rotate that now and scale that. So I'm just going to move this to the side and we'll just demonstrate a few more. So what we can now do is, if we want a different preset, so we could take so what I'm actually going to do with this is just start from a new scene, rerun the script, and for this I want a centaur spider. So what we can actually do is just first choose what we want. So I'm going to start off, so we've already got a preset for a centaur, which is sort of like a horse body and a human top, but what I'm actually going to do is start with a spider and just generate that. And that's just going to go through and create each of these limbs separately. You can see this is taking a little bit longer than a human preset, so that loading bar again just justifies that it's still generating the limbs. So we've got this spider preset going on, so now I just want to add the human body top, so we'll just go back to human, and I'm just going to check again that we haven't got any conflicting names. And if we did have any conflicting names, clicking generate would come up with an error saying this name's the same, please change it. So now we've made the human and we've made the spider, so what we need to do now is just go to the human legs and just delete. So now we've got the human top, and as this is connected, we can just move this into position. So there we go, we've got the spider body and the human top, And now, as you can see in other videos, all we're going to do here is we could go to the legs, convert these, the arms, the head, convert them, attach them, and skin this. And this is just a way that we can use the fast tab to create presets, but that preset doesn't limit the user to, if it's a human rig, if it's a centaur, it's a centaur rig. We can still go in, use these separate tabs, add limbs, remove limbs. For instance, I could remove these spider legs. So if I didn't want their legs, I could go in, I could re-add those legs, I could change these legs. So get this, say like you wanted a different preset, you could go in, move these limbs about, attach them, mirror them, do all sorts. So it's just a way that you can use the presets and also use these presets and sort of mash them together, so we can create quite large bulks of characters and then just mash them together.